I'm just going to give a short version of, or I should say a Bayesian version to what the video that we just saw about dreams and accomplishing dreams. As the hostess mentioned, I'm one of the founders of the Barbados Vagrants Homeless Society. And like the first speaker said, the gentleman that just left said, following your dreams. It was difficult to get where I am today. I had some persons who said things like, homeless persons don't need help. Vagrants are just paroles, leave them where they are. I've had persons, one time I was doing an awareness week, and we were at a supercenter, we were collecting some funds, and an old lady walked, and she had a stick in her hand, and I asked her, good evening, ma'am, would you like to hear about the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society? And she said, no. And I don't want to hear about them, left them on the streets. And I'm telling myself, well, she's so old, you know, she's here by herself, no one is helping her, you know, she's carrying 6 and 7 bags, you know, that's how sometimes a homeless person feels, that they're by themselves, they're carrying 6 and 7 bags, and no one wants to hear them, no one wants to help them. But that was like an encouragement for me in what she said. And I mean, I was there the whole day, so I would have heard several different stories from persons who would have given me negative response. Not the fact that I'm doing it, but the fact that what I'm pursuing is not worthwhile. But I had to shut it out, move forward, and use that constructive criticism or use that beat down as a positive method to going forward. That actually helped me. I always tell my staff that what we do in the NGO world is beg. And when someone tells me no, it makes me feel good because I'm going to call somebody else, right? So we can't give up. But the journey to here was difficult. You're going to the press and you're telling them, listen, I want to help vagrants. You're going to a minister, and some of these ministers on Blackberries, you're talking to them. And I'm like, you know, what I'm doing is not important. You know, at one time I had to walk out to a minister's office and tell him, when you get serious, I'll come back. I had to put down that foot, right? Because if you don't put down your feet, then they will take you for granted. And I'm not only speaking about me, I'm talking about anybody. I've been to some of meetings out of this world, both on the international level and both here. And there are some persons that would make that fun of you. There's some persons would laugh at what you're doing. But if you take that and then you go away and you're saying, well, look, that you know, I can give up my dream or give up my goal. I'm going to tell you, you just waste how much ever time, effort you put into it time. You waste that whole time. You can't give up that dream. So when we realize, especially at the level of money, we realize that persons weren't ready to sow into the aspect of giving to vagrancy. Because, you know, we are accustomed seeing regular people like George and Ninja Man giving trouble on the streets and pulling at mannequins. And, you know, also ourselves are seeing them making the Daily Nation with Chris Brown begging for money and all those things. But apart from the regular guys that you see, there are persons out there that really want to help. In 2011, we decided to run a program where we would have taken vagrants off the street and rehab them by giving them counseling, mentorship, church educational program. We started with 12 men, and we took them straight off the street into our homes around the islands, and we worked with them. And we were telling persons about this program. I said, no, them men gonna walk out, them men didn't want to help. You know, some family members, when you call them and say, look, I have your brother, your sister here, oh, they may want the help. Out of that 12 men that we rehab, only one person ended back on the streets. And 11 men are now living, right? 11 men are now living in their own homes, are working, and have made their way back into life with their families. And if I had given up on my dream, I would not have known this. I would not have been through it. I lived in a rehab home for 1 year with the same guys. I wanted to see what it feels to be rehabbed. And up to this day, still wear my graduation shirt to show people I was rehabbed like a vagrant. Because I wanted to feel what it is to be called a vagrant, what it is to be what is experience vagrant life? I've slept on the streets already. I've done all those things. But I wanted to feel it. And that was all the determination, obviously, to see the society grow and to help Barbadian society to actually help raise some of these homeless persons. Even in our feeding now, we feed up to 120 vagrants in Bridgetown area. And you won't see that much when you walk through town because you're accustomed to seeing 4 or 5. But we wanted to be so hands-on in what we were doing, and we didn't want to give up. That we were so much into it, and there was so much into it to be able to carry through the rehab program. Coming to this point though, as I said, I was just watching a video at a meeting I was at just now, and I saw these guys, bad boys, and he was explaining how much gangs he was in and how much other things he was involved with. For me also, I was involved in all of those things, the gang and the fighting. I fight so much that I used to air on CBC. You know, that's how brutal it used to be on YouTube, whatever the case may be. But changing my life or changing my attitude, just like most of all persons have to do. But I gave myself to Christ, change that method, and allow my Christ-likeness to take me towards building the society I have today. Right? It's nothing that I could have done solely. I've tried it for 2 years, trying to build the organization for 2 years on my own, and it failed. And I wanted to know what was that purpose in life for me. And obviously when I came to Christ, I saw that purpose. I saw that changing your mindset, changing the way you dress, changing the way you talk to people, and sometimes changing the way you talk to yourself had a lot to do with me moving from here to there. And it helped me so much in not giving up my dream, taking the constructive criticism, building an organization that have taken me all over the world to speak or to deal with vagrancy, and wherever else I am today. But just encouragement. It's just an encouragement for all your kids here. Don't give up on whatever dreams you have. Don't give up on whatever you want to pursue. Don't think that you're just going to be walking through life and you're not going to get the beat down, or you're not going to get people telling you, no, you can't do this. As the gentleman just said, you're not going to get no yes and no men. You can have all of those coming and going in your life, but at the end of the day, it's where you want to be. Is what you want to see, where you want to see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years. And also that you're not only working for yourself, or you're not only looking to build up you, but you're also looking to build up your children. Because I always tell persons that we only work for ourselves. No, but when you start to realize that you're building that future, then you start to work for a children, that child to work for their child. So you have to be able to keep yourself encouraged, find good company that would also encourage you, and stay within a healthy community. And my last word is to put God first. Right? So thank you for having me here.